Opened in 2020 and immediately one of the main attractions here on the Las Vegas Strip. Welcome everyone to Allegiant Stadium. Today, a battle out of the AFC between the Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders. Five weeks come and gone, and we're off in Week 6 on EA Sports. Here's a return from the 7. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is first and 10.
Here we go. 18. What's that?
First carry here for Ashton Genty. He jukes away from one. And he's out the clear. The 30. The 10. And that is a touchdown. The Raiders take a 6-0 lead right away.
Touchdown, Raiders.
Harrison Mevis on to try the point after.
Mevis on for the extra point.
He's good on the extra point effort. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Raiders 7, Broncos nothing.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive.
35-yard line.
In a city of spectacle and grandeur, the biggest show in town right now is right here, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Straight ahead, it's an AFC intra-conference contest between the Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders. Five weeks come and gone already, and we're off here in Week 6 on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. They run it. Here's R.J. Harvey. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. On a more aggressive call on second.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. Into the red zone. All the way. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos take a 6-0 lead right away. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. They're out to try and tack on the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Broncos will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Raiders nothing.
The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Stroud in the air to start us off. This one falls incomplete. Not must-have yet, Brock, but it does feel pretty important that they come up with an answer for that touchdown, but not going to be easy.
Nope, and incompletions like that certainly won't help.
Stroud from the pistol. That's caught. It's the Clemson rookie. Gets it to the 15. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders finish off their opening drive. Harrison Mevis on to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Raiders start off well to tie things 7-7. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Okay, well that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10.
Ready, kill! Hey, kill!
First play in the drive. Here's Harvey. And he's going to have this up and across midfield, partner to the 48. That play good for 17 on a 1st down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know you can set the table for more.
1st down, Broncos.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already into enemy territory. They've got a man in motion. Next, quick out wide, complete. Crosses the 35, still got more room. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. Give him 24 on that play. And that's good for a Broncos 1st down.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. but out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of it.
He did well on that play, but might have had some early help. We've got a flag down. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty, and now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Nix from the gun. He finds his running back, R.J. Harvey. And this one doesn't go far.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Shotgun snap to Nix. Caught, nice gain left side. Tackle made at the 10, first and goal coming up. No doubt they take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
Shotgun hands off to Harvey. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on second and goal.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is second and 10. Here's Nix to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So now it's going to be third and long. So 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line. On third down, here's Nix. And once again, they can't connect.
As I watch practices today, Kate, both college and professionally, one thing is abundantly clear. Teams spend so much more time in the red zone. They know it's the money zone. And defensively, if you can force incompletions and knock it away and lead teams for field goals, you got a great chance to win. I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Has this at the 6. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down.
At their own 20-yard line.
All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. First and 10. Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. Inside the 45. Still running. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take the lead on the first play of the drive. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. Nevis with a point after. And the Raiders take a 4-point lead.
Raiders 14. Broncos 10.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Things going well so far. Coverage team tracking him down as he reaches the 35.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for first and 10. They'll give up the middle to Harvey. Small gain there, maybe 3 if he's lucky to begin this drive.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
Four yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. Harvey once more. Breaks a tackle. He's still going. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down. But instead, they move the chains. And that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. This set it down starts with an option right. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Raiders' side of the field. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Here's Nix. Quick slant here, caught by Andrews. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field. So through some pretty blatant interference, he found a way to make the catch for the first down, Brock, and they can decline that penalty.
You know what you don't find in the NFL, Kate? You don't find receivers that aren't hungry. When that ball's in the air, they want to eat, and they will fight, and they will scratch, and they will claw through contact to make sure they get their touches.
And this drives him back out of field goal range, Brock, as he's stopped for loss of yardage.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Will finds his back, Harvey. And he gets it in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos hold a slim 2-point lead early.
Touchdown, Denver.
So Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. This return starts at the 5. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. To the air, Stroud. Gets him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up to the 27.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Shotgun now for Stroud. He throws a bullet to the center. He's got it deep downfield. And he is taken down as he drives this to the enemy 40. That one nabs him 33 yards and a new set of downs, too.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
Stroud completes it quick. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, you like these results on 1st. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
31-yard line.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. To the air yet again. It's Stroud. Defender's there, and he forces the incompletion. Good play to bring about this third down.
Quarterback of his renown, Kate, I'm not surprised at all to see him throw it into double coverage early. And that incompletion, well, it's just going to fuel his confidence that much more to keep forcing it.
Tony.
Stroud now, 3rd and 1. Brought in by his back here, it's Jency. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
It's a gain of a yard. And the Las Vegas first down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
It's the end of the first in this AFC West showdown. It's the Broncos out in front. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. Time now for the second quarter. Raiders in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Throwing again, it's Stroud. He's got it near the 10. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Here we go. 118. What's that? 19 Texas. Spin. Hey, south.
Again, Stroud. Escapes the pocket. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10.
11.
Here's Stroud again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they come through the sack to bring around 3rd down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go and let that pass rush get home.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down.
Here we go, let's go. 118. 11. 19 Texas.
3rd and long for him here. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that brings up 4th and long. So here's Harrison Mevis, ready for the field goal try. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the right hash.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. On the handoff, here's Harvey. And this is going to take him up and across midfield there at the opposing 45. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And it's going to be 1st down Denver.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, okay? They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's only able to get back to the line. It's going to be 2nd down.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Nick's looking to throw. Drops it down. Harvey. He has room past the 25. Jukes another one. And he's going to be hauled down at the 2. That sets up first and goal.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Just need 2 more yards that they couldn't get on that last play. Here's first and goal. Hill. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1.
Stop short of the goal line.
It's 2 yards on the gain, and now it'll be second and goal.
Second and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
It's Harvey straight ahead. The charge into traffic, but the line doesn't budge. They stall him out short.
I think I could see that sideline considering the challenge down there. It was close, but I think he got barely enough to escape the end zone. Another run might not be so lucky.
Third and hardly anything. Just need the length of the football. Another for Harvey. And this is going to end behind the line. A great stop down in close. Let's see if they want to risk it now on fourth and goal.
You felt that the second this play bounced toward the outside, this defense responded. They pounced. That was their chance to get to him before he could get the couple inches he needed for a first down.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And they've taken back the lead.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. First and 10.
19, that's right. Get ready to spin, get ready to spin. Look the hop.
From the gun, Stroud. Short pass brought in. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that's a Vegas first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
10 at the 33-yard line.
First down now, ball at the 33.
Hey, watch it go. Hey, Uno Mars. Why Tony?
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. This one's going to hit the ground, incomplete. Looking for his running back there. Going to send him back to the drawing board now for second down.
So far, this script, well, it's dictated some early looks for this running back, and now you're seeing the adjustment defensively. Not so easy on those checkdowns. Nowhere for that ball to go.
So still 10 to go on second from the 33-yard line. Here's Stroud. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
19 Texas.
Throwing on third down, Stroud. This one taken in by Baker. Good job defensively here to contain the pass. This is going to be fourth down.
A gain of 9.
We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first.
A.J. Cole in
Now the Raiders
formation
readying for the
Raiders.
punts, and they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. Plenty of points already, partner, as we have reached the 2-minute warning. More from Allegiant Stadium coming up. All right, Denver getting everybody set. So they've got 1st and 10. Nick's now to throw. Completed to his running back. Has some daylight through the 40. Now here he goes down the right sideline. And he's out of bounds. But what a great play there, Brock. He's got him into field goal range. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that's good for a Broncos first down.
I think one of my favorite adjectives, I don't know why, it just sounds good off the lips, is shred. Shredding paper. Shredding the slopes. Or dude shredding a defense just like that.
Hill now from the gun. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith.
1 yard gain.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And he will not score, but that does set him up, Brock, with 1st and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. They've got 3 tight ends on this 1st and goal, thinking run or play action. Harvey is in. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos grow their lead just before halftime. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
The kick is
that one right down the middle.
Makes the score.
And the Broncos make it a 10-point ball game.
Raiders 17.
The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. He's going to field this at the 2. He's brought down, and that was close, Brock. Maybe a yard away from surrendering 2 points, but the stop did come outside the goal line.
Can't happen. Man, that's just something you never, ever see at this level. That's a complete failure of operation, not just by the returner, but the return team in general. And now, instead of getting to your normal offense, you got to find some way, somehow, to dig yourself out of this hole.
The Las Vegas offense is set. 1st and 10. From his end zone, it's Stroud. Connecting on the slant. And he has it up to the 9-yard line before going down.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2.
Here we go. 12. 18. Hey, south. 11.
Stroud hits his running back. He's going to go out of bounds up past the 15. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
To the line and set. Here we go, first down. Looking to throw, Stroud. He puts some juice on it, and there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Broncos get the football as he makes his third interception of this season. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away just as they did.
Get about 6 on this run, and more importantly, Brock gets him into the red zone. Second down, give to Harvey. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts.
A gain of 4 yards.
And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
First down.
Coming to the line for another first and 10.
The 13-yard line.
Hyatt going to motion over left. Throwing on first down, Nix. Dumped off to his running back. And he drives this down to the 8 before going out.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Catch is maybe close. And he stops. Give him about 7 on the play and give his offense a first and goal. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for 1 more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This is a chip shot from the left hash. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up first and 10. Drive start to the quick throw left, complete. And he'll go down and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
Stroud from the pistol. Dumps it off to his running back. Great coverage all the way to the sideline. They're on him to end that quick pass before he can get vertical.
Tackled back at the 35-yard line.
Buggy. Hey, south.
Here he goes, third and long. He's able to hit Flowers, caught. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield.
And the Raiders.
It's a gain of 12 on that one. And the Raiders are going to have a first down.
At the 47-yard
You know, they call
line.
that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Looking for his wide receiver there.
Incomplete.
So it's second down coming up.
It leads to second
Those
and
passes
10.
get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
18. What's that? Whoa. Hey, Uno Mars. Hey, Uno.
Second and 10, Stroud to throw. That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. Down to the 44-yard line as he nearly picks up the
A
first.
gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
Hauled in, again it's Bowers. And the stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
Gain of 42 yards. And the Las Vegas 1st down. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal.
On the quick, right? 18. What's that? Look the hot, look the hot.
To the air yet again, it's Stroud. He's got it, and just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Last play stopped short, still 3 yards to gain, 3rd and goal. Again, Stroud. Forced out to his right. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. Great play defensively there to just get a hand in there and deny that touchdown.
That's exactly right. Active hands and aggressive mindset. As a DB, you've got to assume that every throw is going to be a touchdown, and you're the last line of defense, the guy that's got to make the play on the ball, and he just did.
And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Here's Harvey running from the zone read. And it looks like they'll give him about 2 on the opening play of this drive.
In truth, Kate, I felt like he was lucky to get what he got right there. The pressure from this defense to go get that safety, it was on. And that same pressure, well, they're not going to back down here on 2nd down as well.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Staying on the ground here with Harvey. 2nd down run gets him 5. Now they've got 3rd down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Defense nearing a stop. Need to hold once more here on 3rd down. Nix from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. Again, he's got room. And he has this to the opposing 35.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day 1 install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is you put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
Giving this to Harvey. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
What a great sign to start the 2nd half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. They send a man in motion. Nix, quick out wide, complete. And he gets it in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos push their lead further to start the half. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. Kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. Great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. Returning it from the 4. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. First and 10.
Stop. Oh, hey, no more.
Now it's Stroud. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Offense in the hurry up here.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 26-yard line.
Stroud off of play action. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Well, he already has himself one interception in his game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse, kind of sprinkle into your passing game. Because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when one pick becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and on and on.
Well, he laid out for it, but the throw just a little bit too off the mark. So 4th down coming up.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
All right, looks like this is the moment they're going to make their comeback push. They're going for it on 4th. Stroud's going to throw for it. He put everything he had into this one. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty and off the field they go.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
Ready.
1st and 10. It's Harvey. And he'll manage 3 there to begin this one. 2nd and 7 coming up.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down. After that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
There's a give to Harvey. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4.
A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
Shotgun snap to Nix. Throws caught. And he's going to have enough for the 1st down. Not by much. But he got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll run here. It's Harvey. Fighting for the goal line. Oh, we lost it. Someone punched it out. And he falls on it. So they're going to keep possession and a chance to add to their lead. Gets it again. And this time he's in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd.
Touchdown, Broncos.
We've seen all game long how difficult it has been for this defense to try to contain this guy. Not only through the air, now 2 touchdowns on the ground. He's just been a difference maker.
That one splits the uprights. And the Broncos
17.
grow their lead yet again. The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's out of bounds, approaching the 25, couple yards short at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Brought in by his back here, it's Jenty. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Working quickly here.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
On the gun, Stroud.
30-yard line.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
That's a throw at this level. With so much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. It'd be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
Complete out to the right side. And he'll get them enough for a first down. Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's Raiders football, but really just counting down the moments at this point. This game's gotten out of hand. So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34. Throwing again, it's Stroud. Throw left side, complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line.
Here's Stroud again. Gente on the dump off. And a great play is brought to an end as this one reaches the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 26. And that's a Vegas first down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Shotgun now for Stroud. Caught by Flowers. And they shove him out. Looks like he got about 6 before they did so. It's 2nd down.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front, they didn't give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Raiders are getting into the first down. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
First down, Stroud. Short pass brought in. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
4 yards.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
4 downs to get this across. Here's 1st and goal. Working now from the gun. Now he'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. Well, I've always wanted to ask this, so this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Offense up to the line fast.
A loss of 10 brings up 3rd and goal.
Tony.
Now Stroud on 3rd and goal. Has it at the 7. And he's going to be sent out of bounds to end a great pickup, but somehow did not pick up the first. It's going to be 4th down coming up.
That's pretty impressive, Kate. I mean, to have the awareness, the body control to not just secure the ball, but to keep both feet down on the sideline.
Here
he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Broncos take over deep in their own territory, down inside the 10.
Result of the play is a
Oh, man, Brock. They decided to air it out in pursuit of a touchdown that time, but it's intercepted, and the visit to the red zone comes up empty.
And that one stings, Kate. It really does. You have a limited opportunity of looks in that close, particularly as we get through the second half. But once you get, you have to finish with points.
No run with Harvey. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, you're going to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
Bombers. Hold on a sec. Hey!
Here's Nix. Mims with the grab. He's going to go out of bounds up past the 15.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Check. Ready. Nice 24. Joe. Olay.
Now Nix on 3rd down. He has the first over the middle. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. Gain of 26 yards there. And it's going to be 1st down Denver.
26 yards.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Comes this one off to Harvey. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8, 2nd down.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Bombers. Oh, Joe. Olay. Ready.
Once more, it's Nix. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Throw here, 3rd down. Now set up the screen here. It's Harvey. And this one does not go far.
It's plays like that, Kate, went wrong. Well, I sit and judge defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field. Not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
And this one touchdown inside the 30.
At their own 29-yard line.
First call here coming from the shotgun.
Roy!
Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. This is a heater going deep. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
2nd and 10. Stroud to throw. Finds the in route complete. And he's going to be brought down here at the 42. Working quickly here.
13 yards on the play. And the Raider.
1st down throw by Stroud. Lasers this one deep down the middle. It is caught at the 20. And this gets the whole way down to the 11-yard line. Goes to the hurry up here.
6 yards. That's another Raiders 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Uno.
Working inside the red zone. And he scores. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders putting up points in a game decided.
Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
To the air yet again, it's Stroud. And he can't bring it in. They don't get the 2 points.
Going to be a little armchair quarterback after that call. It's like the defense knew exactly what was coming.
Oh, did the Raiders get to that one? They're saying yes, and the officials agree. Raider football. Timing's so important for a team to recover its own onside kick, but jumped the gun there before it went 10 yards, and that drew the flag. Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. Out Out of the gun, it's Nix. The left side, caught by Andrews. He's forced out of bounds after picking up about 7.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Nix from the gun. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. And the Raiders will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Stroud. Did not like what he was seeing, bro. So he's just going to hold this one away.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
18. What's that? 2J. Get wide.
On play action, here's Stroud. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Bronk. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
Caught by his back. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run.
And the Raider first down.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. That's him on the quick hitter. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Offensive line fast.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line.
Again, Stroud. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down.
All right.
Throwing again, it's Stroud. Brought in by his back here, it's Jensen. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. He gets down inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
That's just so good. I mean, that is teaching tape right there. It's what you want your guys to do. To not just catch it and fall down, but have a plan. Yes, you got to catch it first, but then have a plan to go attack. Be aggressive. Get those yards after catch. That is a job well done.
Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Broncos have it as he records the first interception of his young career.
I'll hear a lot of defensive coordinators say you've got to earn the right to rush the passer by doing work on the early downs. You know what this is, Kate? They've earned the right to be aggressive defensively with the work they did through 3 quarters, and this defense is cutting it loose.
They're going to pass it here. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to have this up near the 40, just a little bit short of it. They strike for 23 yards. And that's good for a Broncos 1st down. Offense in the hurry up here.
It's a gain of 23 yards. And the Broncos 1st down.
Oh, Bronk, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 45-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Nix. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Raiders are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10.
You know what? With yet another interception, you know what it might be time to do, Kate? Just run it. Run it.
Stroud to throw on 1st down. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left. That was Zay Flowers, the intended receiver. So it'll be 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
All right. 18. That's it. 12.
From the gun, Stroud. And they pick him off again. And the Broncos are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
They'll take over at 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Nick's getting to stretch his legs a little bit here. So the Broncos ride out of here with a win on the road. And they take their first skirmish with their division rivals, with a chance at a sweep awaiting them later in the year in their building. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner Brock Heward and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners as we bid you farewell from Las Vegas.